came, when Wuraola came, you know, many of us, me as a person, I was always saying, this girl is so pretty, but she's always grumpy. What is, can't she smile? Always heavy. As a matter of fact, I didn't like that. You know, she and Oba Jaja, they would just wear white. They will now look like these people that serve Olokun. I was thinking, okay, no man, how can they? And this me, I've been seeing Monarch. They always smile. They will dress gracefully. And I wasn't surprised at any time. When from the blues, I heard, I am walking away from the troubles of my life. I wasn't surprised because that girl was never happy. That lady, Wura, she was so sad, very grumpy. Her face, you will hardly see her smile. I knew she was suffering and trying to smile, but the smile failed her. That was when I took a pause. As you know, someone that loved to study stuffs. I took a pause. I then looked at the matter. I said, something is, hey, Sister Deborah, Happy New Year. How's everything? How's my Don Davis? How's everything? Welcome on board, my darling sis. I said, there's something not right about that kingdom, this Ooni and all these people. When they go out together, and I saw the girl go tight face, hell. It was not a normal thing. Thank you, amen. If you press here, you will see red, amen. You understand? It was so bad that I thought to myself, there's something not right. So when I heard that she was done and dusted with that marriage, and she was leaving, and she even carried her beddings. They said the beddings in the Ooni's palace, the bed that they sleep on. Now that Wura bring that queenly bed come, that very expensive bed. They said she's the one that brought it. I said, person come palace, bring mattress, bring beddings, bring wardrobe to the palace. I put question mark on the king's head. Me, immediately, I put question mark on the king's head. I said, studying that the king Ooni of Ife. And I don't know him. But at least, you know, like you will see our other kings of blessed memory, Olu Ibadan of Ibadan, may his soul rest, you know, Alaafin of Oyo, Awujale of Ijebuland, kings, you understand? I said studying all of them. I mean, not studying, but I said looking. Onlookers like me. So, another thing I noticed about that king, do you understand? The Ooni of Ife is that you would notice one thing about him. Why is it that it was when he came to the throne? Yeah? Why is it that it was when he came to the throne? We've had kings and we still have kings. Alaafin of Oyo is there. The Awujale of Ijebuland is there. We have never heard that their siblings live with them in the palace. It may be lie, so I am saying, and I quote, all these speculations are things that we read in the papers, are things that we hear people saying. If it is not true, there must have been stuffs or things that will make us know that these things are lies. But it seems it is true, because we heard that there's a place in Ife, in Ife kingdom, where they are bringing out gold. They are mining gold. And money is coming in via that kingdom. Suddenly, we just see some women. They said that they are the Ojaja's sisters. Three is it musketeers, they call them. 3 musketeers. We know those 3. They just said that they are Ojaja's sisters. All the kingdoms have been seen, even the ones that in United Kingdom. I have never heard in any kingdom where sisters go and stay in the palace. I have never heard in United Kingdom or in any kingdom where sisters are prominently noticed. I put question mark on his head. Then again, three musketeers. Then again, I always notice that he's always with women. Fine. When he's having occasion, you will see Atobatele, Abobaku, Abobashekini on the floor sitting down. But he's always with older women, always with women around him. I don't see him with men. You understand? Men. During the time of Obashiduade, go and look. Go back. Or even other kings. When they go out on occasions or when they are having occasion, you will see them with prominent men. Men, not women. Not a single. If they have to be with women, it has to be their wives, which rarely. It's only when you go and visit the king in his kingdom, you will see wives or wife. Maybe the one that will be, the one that will represent other queens. That's when you will see them. As in you see, but you will see King Obasijuade, he will travel abroad, you will see him with men. But this particular king, I notice, is always with particular women, or you understand, women. He gave me cosine. I put question mark on his head. As a matter of fact, if many of you do not know, when Wuraola left, it's not from my mouth, you people will hear it too. I will just say it. Lori Ofere, I don't know if it is true. We heard that the reason why Wuraola left is because one day she saw the king on top of a woman whom many of you know, an elderly woman. Let me not describe it too. And she saw it with her eyes. When such a rumor is heard, it is only good for the throne or the majesty or the king to check the people bringing us such unhealthy rumors from the honest palace or from anywhere. Or it is only good for the Ooni to have told Wuraola to please go and debunk that story. Because forevermore, there's nowhere that woman is doing anything, be it church program. I don't believe in her ministry. Because we were told that Wuraola saw the king and that woman on top of each other. And she cannot talk. So she decided to leave the kingdom. How far this is true, we don't know. We don't know. I am only introducing the case. I haven't started analyzing any case. Introduction ni mo yin ṣe. Introduction ni mo yin ṣe. So, at the end of it, the question mark, I became concerned. I said, if it is not true, and people are spreading this kind of rumors, it is only good for Wuraola to be summoned by the kingdom that thing that they said, she should debunk it. Because all those things doesn't say in any way make the kingdom of Ooni of Ife's kingdom look good at all. That's why even the people that are not worthy to stand during Obasijuade's time and talk against the kingdom, they have all the gods. You can't. Did you see when? Do you people see it when simple small fight? Oprah Winfrey wanted to scatter United the Majesty Queen Elizabeth's family. Did you see how the press quickly handled it? They came out and talked against it. They quickly went to get the king and the prince from Canada. Where did he go to? He granted interview with Oprah Winfrey. Did you see how they quickly did? They killed the case. Meanwhile, Oprah Winfrey intended that if all those stories ever come out, wallahi, his royal Queen Elizabeth's kingdom, it will go down. But they don't allow it. It is even Italian mafias. That Ooni of Ife's palace, it's a big office. But I have never seen any office that has been so ridiculed on the social media like that man's office. Even all these small kings, those kingy, one room, no class king, they don't ridicule them the way they ridicule this Ooni of Ife. They ridicule the Ooni of Ife in a manner that you will be thinking in your head. I put question mark. Because they never come out to debunk, disassociate themselves from what the people are hearing. Or what a blogger, Oprah Winfrey, brought out just expo on Prince's interview. Did you see the way the kingdom, they quickly rallied round, press conference? Did you see what happened? They killed the story. They are meant to be mafias. But that king, the moment he was enthroned, he just rubbished the kingdom. The kingdom said going down. That's another one. I put question mark on his head. I then looked at Queen Naomi. Very pretty lady, I must say. And she's not ready for this journey. And I must confess, she's not ready. Because we heard that the king saw her. She came to the palace to preach the gospel. We don't know if it is true. She came to the palace to preach the gospel. She went back to Akure. As a matter of fact, some people even said she is the one that saw the vision, that she is meant to be the wife of the king. However, she debunked all these stories and said there was never a time she was match made to the king by what's this woman? That woman that owns a cathedral, that woman that is White Garment Church. I've forgotten her name. She said, because some people said that she was the one that introduced that lady, our queen, to Oba. But the lady said no. It was the Oba that actually introduced her to that White Garment woman, that woman that opened cathedral, that wear Pope John Pop hats. I don't know her name. That woman. You people will remind me, not Olubori. Not Olubori. The other woman, White Garments, that opened cathedral. The other woman that opened the cathedral. You people, Olubori, did she open cathedral? No, Olubori didn't open any cathedral. Esther Ajayi, God bless you. Olutayo, Jesu Joba, God bless you. Now, she said no. She met Esther Ajayi through the king. Now, from day one, after Wura left, I will not lie to you people. You know, sometimes some of you are there when I'm doing something wrong. Probably because you can't come to me and talk to me. You will know I'm doing something wrong. You know, sometimes you look at some people on the social media and be like, wow, how I wish I can talk to this person not to do things this way because of I can see she's going to go down the drain. Am I making sense? Exactly. So, Naomi, on our own part, as a woman, when a young girl like that, doing the things of God, I learned from when she was little. There's no man that will see Naomi. There's no man that will see Naomi, except a man that has been, is it castrated, they call it, that will not rise. She's a paragon of beauty, no doubt. But her gullible self, even the gospel that she's serving, said it, be not unequally yoked with unbelievers. So, if truly God told her, like we heard, that she's going to be the wife, or she should marry the king, or as she said the king wrote her a letter and proposed to her. I believe her own. All these rumors, we will add it, but we are not sure. But our own story, I want to believe it. Now, let's believe her story that it is true that she took on board that, okay, I will marry the king. But the Bible says, be not unequally yoked with unbelievers. Number one. Number two, I learned she's only in her 20s. That beautiful girl. Only in her 20s. And look at Ojaja. Me and Ojaja, we are mates. I think he's 47. I'm 47. I think so. We are same age. Only that God made him a king. He's a king. Do you understand? Even looking at the Ojaja, he might be age. We might be the same age. If he marries someone like me, he will do me 419. Because of all those women. Not 419 about money. Oh. Forget it. I'm not talking about money. Oh. I'm talking about emotional, psychological. Naomi, that has been going the way of the Lord. Me, that I'm like this. That man with all those women that I see around him, they will still do me 419. Me, bí mo ṣe lajú tó ìpẹ̀lú gold ni. Talkers of Naomi, look at that girl. She's only big in body and intelligence and grace. To be sincere, the person that advised Naomi to agree to that marriage misled her. Wura, that has open eyes, that we heard that she's ogbontarigidi gidi, couldn't cope. Wura, that has seen Okun and have seen Osa, I've been there, done that, couldn't cope. Then Naomi, with Bible quotes, with the things of the Lord, then she agreed. There comes a time when people agree and you have to say, okay, we can't help her. She has agreed. Because for me, if I was among the elders of her church, and if I was her mother, I would tell her, no. Let the people of the world that are following the king, let them be the one to follow the king. You? No. What has Aborisha got to do with Jesus? Fine. The king may just decide to acknowledge Jesus Christ because he wants to get down with you. Who will not do it? But the truth is, they are Aborishas. They are Aborishas. You are gospel. Did you see when Whitney Houston went for Bobby Brown? That is exactly the story. Whitney Houston is a Jebota from background of Christianity. Bobby Brown is a street boy. Amugbo, who died? Whitney Houston. When Whitney Houston crossed from, oh Lord, my God, how excellent is your, and she crossed to Zazu, Zeze, Zazu. What happened? She died. Because you cannot do Zazuze with gospel. You will die. Whitney Houston crossed from Oh Lord, my God, to Zazuze. What happened to her, my people? Please. She died. And that's exactly what Naomi did to herself. She went from Ajebota to gospel, to simplicity, modesty, to street, bagam like that. And she didn't even go for maybe low class in Keferi, Aborisha. She went for the king. That was too high for her. Immaturity can't make her cope. Let me tell you, some of those women around the king, they will be sleeping with the king like this, and she will still be kneeling down for them. She will still be kneeling down for them, and the king knows that he's sleeping with them. Is that not the height of humility? Degrading? Some of those women around the king, she will be the one dishing food for them, and the king knows he's sleeping with them. Is that not the height of degrading her? Sometimes he will live with all these women that so-called call themselves all kinds of throne, outside of chieftaincy that they give them. They know the truth. The king knows the truth. But that girl is too immature for what they have put her into. And who do I have to blame? Her. Then her mother. That said, people like me that had in my mind, she came out to say, those people that said 6 months she will be out. Let me look for the video for you people. Sorry. Very pretty lady. Let me look for the video for you people, where she abused us, all of us. You see, this lady is so pretty, so talented, but I would have preferred her to carry this talent to another man's kingdom. Maybe a someone, as handsome as king, but not as promiscuous as the king. The king has many wives. Do you understand? This beauty, this talent, she deserves more. That is what me I'm thinking. Oh, I may be wrong. Maybe that me high grade her. Maybe it's me that so much, love her. You understand? Maybe it's me that so much love her that was thinking to myself, this small girl, it's not worth it. Do you understand? So I said to myself, I understand though that it's good to stay many years in marriage, but it's good to stay with a man that we really, 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 you will enjoy him, he will enjoy you. She's too young to marry someone that has old women as wife, old women as vampires around him, everybody controlling him. The man has no mind of his own. He's controlled by different people. Even with people that are married, they are controlling him. He has no mind. Wuraola, go and ask what she saw. She got skinny. The kind of people that the king is good with, I don't know who advised him that he has to go and marry a virgin or someone as good as this Naomi. This Naomi is too good for that kingdom. He needs women that have delivered 1, 2, 3, that can cope with all the dirtiness that is going on in the palace or around the palace. You know me. You understand? Because like I said about some musicians, There are some people that will marry a musician now. I will say, okay, it's okay. Do you understand? At least this one don't born. I be in life no make sense anymore. It's okay, go with him. But for her, I felt she deserves better. And should it be that, assuming that the king, no, I'm not talking about a virgin, no, but she didn't have a child before. Somebody say Naomi is not a virgin. I'm not talking about virginity. I'm not even, if she's even a virgin, I will say that they went to sellotape her bomb to lie that she's a virgin. I'm not talking about virginity. I'm talking about the fact that she didn't have a child before wedlock. So that's why they are fronting her as the queen. Do you understand? I'm not talking about virginity. It's in those days that they will say a king should marry a virgin. Do you understand? That one, I don't think it happens again. Alale don't need virginity anymore. I'm talking about the way I see grace over this girl's life. The way I saw her, I did not really feel they gelled. It would have been better for her to go for slow, steady, run her race, and she'll get. You people remember there was one time she was working with Dolakwa Awoshika, the Kasali's former babe. You remember? You will notice that I believe it was the mother that separated them, or the king, because Dolakwa tear eye. Maybe Dolakwa would have. Let me not say what I want to say. Many things are happening. Many things, they are happening. You people can't understand. If you open your eye down very well, you will be able to catch me in this my analysis. It seems as if people are not following me. When the girl got into the palace, the people that have turned eyes, now they know that she's a mumu. Somebody that a man will be, another woman will be raising Uncle Jaja, Papa Jaja's willy by her side. By the time she realized it was her 3rd year in marriage, it has been happening before she entered there. She didn't know. It's not as if she's a virgin. It's not as if she too didn't have her own level of people that were dating her. But sincerely, she wasn't ready, or she is not ready, and she's still not ready for what is in front of her. She's not ready. She needs training. She needs to go to Shadi Okoya and go and learn. And she will have to drop this Christianity, going to Akure to go and be doing what? And go and be doing Christianity. She has to stay in the palace and fight the battle. She has to stay in the palace and fight the battle. You remember there was one time she went and started working with some people. You will know when small pikin want to tear eye. Then she now went and started working with Dolakwa Awoshika and co. Now the mother sit down, size the matter up. Say, I'm sure that woman went to Alua to go and separate them, because Dolakwa had already penetrated. The woman separated them. Little did she know that it's not about separating people from her. It's about them allowing this girl realize that what she has entered is one chance. One chance. The girl needs Igboya, Igboju. She needs to drop all this CEO aluminium clothes and go and get cheaper material, because she's in for real shit. Look at all the people now. I bet, let's be real. Go and sit down and go and look at the king's setting. And you think this girl can cope? She can't cope. It's when she opened her eyes, she realized that, wow, I am not streetwise. I am not what? Streetwise. I am a mugu. The people she will bring inside, the king with tumba them, the ones that will queen's mother. Because we were told the queen's mother moved from their home in Akure and followed the queen to the palace. And the queen's brother, Benro, there's one that is so beautiful. I was searching to see if she followed them to the palace. If you notice that one, that on the day that they were doing one of the anniversaries, one thing, she was dancing and enticing K1 with her body. She wasn't, I don't think she purposely was enticing K1, but it was K1's eyes that I saw that was looking at the girl's bum. That's when I realized that the girl in Kotofisha, especially Ole. I was now thinking in my head, I hope that girl is not in the palace too, because that girl is very pretty. As a matter of fact, the woman has very beautiful children. I studied all the stories, as a matter of fact, to see if I will see that girl's existence in the palace. But I don't think she's among the people that lives in the palace. I was told it is her mother, and what's her name? What's his name? Benro. Now, it has happened. When Shade Okoya wanted to marry Okoya, at least they didn't call all of us. Did they call us? No. Many of them, or many mothers, some will still make this kind of mistake. Some will still put their children. See Regina, didn't the mother put her daughter to this kind of thing and eventually went to marry a young man? Some mothers are so self-centered. They think of themselves more than their children, but the children don't know. Because if Naomi was sensible, she will know she has been used as a bait. Sincerely, I know Oba Jaja is very handsome. Realistically, the guy is handsome, but his story is too dirty. Even me, as I tear I reach, I can't decide to marry him. I can't cope. Talk less of Naomi. It's not height, it's not beauty. It is the emotions. Psychologically, she can't cope. When Wura got into that palace, she was a little bit chubby. Before she went, she became a skeleton. It is when you think too much and you cannot shout out. What that girl was saying, she couldn't say it because she will be a sellout to the kingdom. Naomi is too immatured. Naomi is too immatured for that kingdom. And she cannot tackle them with the gospel. If she wants to stay there, which is her business, is her mother's business. Like I was saying, Shade Okoya, when she wanted to marry Uncle Daddy Okoya, did we know about it? No. It was her mother that carried her on her back and said yes. As a matter of fact, we heard from history, how far it is true, that the mother was the one that had previously dated Okoya before the daughter. It may be a lie. Because people looked at the mother and said, you will fit this man more. As a matter of fact, you as a mother look like the man's child. Then Shade looks like the man's grandchild. But since you have decided to back your child to go and compete with her grandmother, Shade Okoya was ready for the battle. When she got there in the beginning, she thought it was a kiss joke. When Ogunwusi lára, that they were carrying her up and down. They were carrying her up and down, going from one babalawo's house to another. They showed her the other side of the world. They wanted to turn her mad. The mother said, yeah? Really? Is this the battle? Then they tightened their trouser. She was not also ready in the beginning, but she loved the man. As a matter of fact, the man was dating her and dating her friend. But she won the battle. Am I making sense to you? When I say won the battle, is the sense that where her mother could enter for her, those other people, their mothers couldn't enter there for them. But when she entered inside the place, she thought it was a kiss joke. But because they were ready, they didn't want to mix that. You know, you are doing Christianity. If you want to do Oshaka, you do Oshaka. If you want to do Oshoko, you do Oshoko. You can't do Shaka Shoko. When they tackled Sade, I don't know who told them. Did you see one day that the man came out and was saying that the only children he recognizes is Sade's children? Do you think it's Ojundason? Do you think it's clear eye? It's not clear eye. It was then that I now knew that Sade and the mother, they are now ready for what they call polygamy. You cannot sell out your child for keferi. Is it not keferi that we call worshippers of idols? Abi? Those that worship idols. The kingdom of the tradition is worshippers of idols. To one that have declared Jesus is my savior, and you would think it can work, it cannot work. No. It can't work. So when they got into the kingdom, on getting there, she went with the mindset of, you will, man, submit yourself to your, wife, submit yourself to your husband. You know, that's what she reads, and that's what she understands. Husband, love your wife the way Christ loved the church. It was even later, during this conflict, that we were made to understand that Ashley has been in existence before Naomi. Come on, guys. Are we lost, Ni? Ashley has been in existence before Naomi. And mommy Naomi saw it and still carried her bag. And carried Naomi that, you know, has the glory of God all over her, to go and practice polygamy. Ejo, how is it going to work in the palace? A man that has Ashley, because it's only Ashley I want to recognize, and that Diola, who was the child, who is the child? The daughter to the king. And you people hear the story. You know there was a time there was going to be a battle where the mother to Diola wanted to come out and disgrace the king for not being respectful. But the father to that woman watered down the whole thing and debunked everything. And I believe it's the king that went to talk to that man. I think the king is so good and had been very manipulative. He's a very manipulative man. He's a very manipulative man. So, at the end of it, when they entered inside that palace, Ashley, I was surprised. One occasion, I saw Ashley, where she was sitting at the back of, not even at the, I will use the word the back, and our darling queen, you understand too, was, you know, doing her own role as the queen. And I thought to myself, why would somebody that we call a Christian put herself in this kind of spot? And the queen mother is there looking at all these things happening. Looking at all these things happening. And she's not really thinking in her head, haven't I misdirected my child? Have my child really received the right counseling? And you know what? How can you tell me you are practicing? You saw a wife in the house. You saw people that were already there before you. And you are still going from there to Akure and still practicing Christianity. It's confusing to me, because it's like if you were a Muslim, and we understand, because Islamic religion permits it, but Christianity doesn't permit it. Christianity actually looks at it as adultery and fornication. When a man has somebody in the house and you go there and say that you are either the wife or you are the girlfriend. Abi, is it not the Bible that she's practicing that we are quoting together? The man has somebody in the house already. They said because Ashley doesn't have she already has a child outside the kingdom, so therefore she cannot be, displayed or portrayed as the queen. But she's queen, but she cannot, be they can't front her. So they decide to go and bring you, to use you. Henceforth, that's why I understand that, okay, she was used as a bait. Because if not, why did monetary aspect then come in? Now I'm going to play something. I'm going to play something. Sorry, guys. I don't know, you might know this lady's voice, but she claims this is the true story of what happened. I don't know. But as I'm telling you people the story, I'm coming to somewhere. So let's listen to what this person has to say.
Yoruba, before I play the interview of Kabiyesi actually, the true story of some of the things that happened between Kabiyesi and Olori Naomi is that
I must let you know, it is still hearsay until proven, but this is what this person said. But I'll be reading what you people have to say. Permit to be worshipping idol, or I can't understand what this person is.
It has to do with money and business transaction as well. Because the Ooni gave a side project to Naomi's brother, Ogunwusi. The project, which was later withdrawn from him on the allegations of mismanagement of 1.2 billion naira. It's a big project.
How far this is true, I don't know. The truth about it is that we've heard from some people, some say that the king is not rich. I beg to disagree in that aspect. Why won't the king be rich? If the king is not rich, what are the three sisters whom I heard? It was after the king became the king, after they started mining gold in that part, in that Ife, after they said, making money. One even got married at one point, and we saw how elaborate the wedding was, how much money was spent. Do you understand? How, they have been, spending money. Even at the point we heard different things about the king, that he has been acquiring lands and taking away lands from indigenous peoples and everything like that. You understand? I don't know if the king is very, very rich, but I believe he is rich.